This is part 2 of my 5-part series. The next Smash. Covering all the changes I would make if a new Smash Bros. Game would be made in the future. Now if you haven't seen part 1 already, I strongly suggest you do so now. In it, I've discussed which characters would be added to the roster, which characters would be removed from the roster, and give you very elaborate reasons why Sakurai is not the man for the job. I'm going to openly talk about newcomers going into this next part, so please be sure to take a step back if you have not yet seen part 1. Now, continuing from part 1, we now have a roster of 69 characters. 71 if you count Squirtle and Ivysaur. I have considered making further changes to the roster. I know how popular that Greninja might have been from fan polls, but of course, those polls were taken more than 2 years ago, and as we know with Pokémon, popularity fades once a new generation of Pokémon is introduced. So, while I do feel unsure about the amount of Pokémon I currently have, I hope whatever new Pokémon will certainly draw interest more than an older one. Also, the news that Microsoft buying out Activision is very monumental. It was a move that I did not anticipate, and in case viewers that are watching this month since the date uploaded, the absence of an Activision character is merely coincidental with the Activision sale. So, this next part is going to cover new gameplay mechanics, changes to particular characters, and new customization features. There will be 2 major mechanics that certain characters will have to their list of abilities. The first is being able to climb walls. Characters like Link, Diddy Kong, the Ice Climbers and Lara Croft will stick to a vertical surface and move up and down freely. This makes for creative mind games for certain stages, and of course, it won't last forever before the character no longer has footing. So I contemplated, would climbing be unfair? I don't think so. For competitive matches, the majority of legal stages don't really have walls to climb, they're just platforms that you need to ledge grab. Whether you would use climbing or not, there certainly would be an importance to this, as I'll explain later on in this 5-part series. The second major mechanic is the ability to float or fly. For characters like Dark Samus, Pit, and Charizard, they won't have multiple jumps like the other characters. They'll ascend for a set distance, while still being able to attack and use special moves. This will add new layers to gameplay, while also making certain characters true to their original designs. And then here are some minor changes to gameplay. Some are pleasant little additions or changes, while others still make a difference to gameplay in some form. Speed modifier. You can adjust the speed of the game based on your skill. You can go fast to make the game like Super Smash Bros. Melee. Slow the game down for a more casual experience a la Smash Bros. Brawl. No matter the setting, the physics automatically adjust to the ideal play experience. And for people that think this isn't possible, sports games like Madden and NBA 2K have had similar features each and every year. I don't see why this cannot be possible with Super Smash Bros. Tripping would also get a new twist. So you have an opportunity to intentionally trip opponents by running past them. The smaller the character, the likelier that they can trip a larger character. This kind of tripping can only happen when the opponent is standing or blocking, not moving, in the air, or attacking. More foreground elements. I know this isn't considered a new gameplay mechanic, but I felt this was the best section to put such a new addition. So rather than having a diorama look, there will be foreground elements in most stages to flesh out the gameplay experience. I'm not talking about trees in the foreground or large structures that get in the way of the camera, but rather smaller elements like tree stumps, thin signage and a character here or there walking by. Night versions. One of the ideas I once suggested before, and Tekken, Street Fighter and other series also beat Sakurai to this idea. There are a few stages where the sky changes between day and night, but how about just a fixed night sky or day sky for all outdoor stages? I know somebody going to point out that setting like Midgar have never really had a daytime, or the Splatoon stages never really had a nighttime, and adding a daytime or nighttime, when there was never one before, would really go outside the boundaries of what their respective games offered. However, I see it more as a feature that adds variety to the game, rather than an unnecessary addition to a character, like those emblems on Fire Emblem characters' capes, that would look so much better without them. Spam-friendly voiceovers. So, you're probably sick of hearing Ness, Pikachu, and Kirby's voices from doing the same move over and over. And I've come up with a great compromise. So Ness will say PK Fire once. And during a 5-second duration, that voice clip will be replaced with several grunts. Still audible so you know what attack he's doing, but at least it's far less annoying. So let's talk about the minor changes to each character. Zelda, Bowser Jr., Hero, Steve, and all 3 Mii fighters. These fighters will be pretty much untouched with no significant changes or additions needed, at least at this point. Mario. Mario's up tilt is now his up smash. His side smash is now a powerful punch. Neutral air is replaced with a rotating kick. Down air is replaced with a downwards drill kick. Donkey Kong. The 2 updates for him is that he has the ability to climb and that he has his original voiceovers. Link. Link's forward air is not his neutral air. Forward air is replaced with a forward, delayed stab. In addition, he has the ability to climb. Kirby. Running attack is now a slide. Down tilt is a low headbutt. Fox. Because we no longer have Falco, a few elements of Falco will carry over to Fox, such as his up air and up smash. His up tilt will also be reanimated. Pikachu. I don't see any quality of life changes that need to be made for Pikachu, but he definitely needs to be tweaked for sure. Luigi. His spastic personality will be gone. All his comic relief attacks will be reanimated, and he'll be more like the actually Luigi that Nintendo's known for having. So for instance, instead of his forward smash which is a weird hand poke, he will get a powerful punting kick. Ness. Because we no longer have Lucas, a few elements of Lucas will carry over to Ness. This includes Lucas's up tilt, neutral air and forward air. Captain Falcon. Running attack will be replaced with a leaping kick. Peach. So some of Peach's moves will go to Daisy. Her side smash will be reanimated and will only feature her frying pan. Her down tilt will be pulling in her opponent with the handle of her umbrella. Her running attack will also be grabbing a Nancy Toad. Bowser. His neutral air will be reanimated. His running attack will be a shell slide. In addition, he has the ability to climb. Sheik. Her running attack will be a corkscrew kick. Her jab combo will also be reanimated. Marth. His down tilt will be sticking his sword into the ground. His running animation will also be overhauled. And I think that's the correct term when talking about Fire Emblem characters in general. Ganondorf. His back fist should be replaced with a powerful but tricky to master sword slice. His running animation will also be different. Mewtwo. His back air will be replaced with a horizontal tail whip. His tail hurt box, while not completely removed, he won't get damaged in as many situations, such as simply climbing up the ledge, while a villager's bowling ball still makes contact with his tail. In addition, he has the ability to hover. Meta Knight. Meta Knight's forward tilt is now his jab combo. His forward tilt is now his forward smash. His forward smash is now a horizontal sword slash. In addition, he has the ability to fly. Pit. His forward tilt is replaced with a kick, stab combo. In addition, he has the ability to fly. Wario. His down smash will be a butt bounce to cover a larger radius. His up smash is an upwards chomp. His old up smash is now his up tilt. His forward air is now a straight punch. His back air is now a mule kick. His up air is now an overhead slap. His running animation is more like the one he has in Mario games. He can now carry opponents with his forward throw like Donkey Kong. His down throw is now a spinning pile driver. Snake. His running attack is now a ballistic shield charge. His up air is now a ballistic shield bash. In addition, he has the ability to climb. Pokemon Trainer. The only update for him is that Charizard has the ability to fly. Diddy Kong. His up smash consists of him coiling his tail and springing upwards. His forward smash is not a hard-standing heel click. His down smash is now a spinning tail attack. His up air is now 2 upward slaps. His running attack will be reanimated to only feature 1 hit. In addition, he has the ability to climb rather than just stick to the wall. His running animation will also be fixed. Like Donkey Kong, he too will get his original voice clips. Sonic. His jab is a punch, kick, jumping kick combo. His side smash is now the Sonic Flare from Sonic Battle. His down smash is now a sideways spin on the ground. His forward air is now a rotating kick. His down air is now a front flip axe kick. King Dedede. His forward tilt is now a flick with the handle of his hammer. Lucario. The only update for him is that he has the ability to climb, rather than just stick to the wall. ROB. The only update for him is that he has the ability to fly. This means his original up B move is scrapped. Toon Link. His running attack is now a forward stab. Wolf. His forward smash is now a downward swatting slash. His running animation will be fixed. In addition, he has the ability to crawl. Villager. His neutral air is now a spinning attack using a pole vault that was introduced in Animal Crossing New Horizons. His down air will be an attack also using a vaulting pole. His back air will be a backwards net swing. Mega Man. His running attack will now be his down tilt. His down tilt is now a crouching version of his hard knuckle attack. His up tilt will be reanimated so that he doesn't jump. Little Mac. His forward air will consist of him throwing 2 punches rather than 1, and the second hit will meteor. His running attack is now a gut punch. Pac-Man. This will seem very bizarre at first, but Pac-Man would have the ability to climb. Yes, by moving up or down along a wall, he'll move in his classic muncher form. Shulk. Let me just rant for a bit before proceeding. Okay, so if the majority of attack consists of him using a sword, why isn't it in his hands? Why is it on his back? In the original Xenoblade Chronicles game. It's out. So, I have no clue what Sakurai was thinking when animating him. Certainly a bunch of moves will see to be reanimated, and on top of all that, he's a pretty dull fighter overall. I think Sakurai wasn't much of a fan of the series until the sequel came out, for obvious reasons. His up smash will consist of him holding the sword horizontally with both hands and him thrusting it upwards. His running attack would be similar, holding the sword vertically and thrusting it forwards. His up air would be swinging the sword over his head rather than just sticking it straight upwards. His forward air will be a double kick. Ryu. I thought about this for a while, but let's get rid of his special Street Fighter mechanics. This light punch stuff, these stubby little attacks, these input-specific commands. Characters don't need to be this complicated, and Ryu would be far better off if he had just the attacks that the player needed in order to hold his own against other characters with swords, projectiles and other magic. Sakurai can say, oh, this is the most authentic representation of a video game character in all of mankind, and Street Fighter fans won't be satisfied until every single little attention to detail has been addressed. Bullshit. Ryu's also one of the most crossed over video game characters, and I can certainly assure you that's not the case at all. I said this in 2012, and I can't believe I have to say it in 2022, but if I want to play Street Fighter, then I'll play Street Fighter. Cloud. His forward air would be a meteor attack where he doesn't use the blade of his sword, but rather the blunt side like a hammer. Instead of a slide as his down tilt, he'll just have a simple low kick. Inkling. Her running attack would be a splash she does in her squid form. Her forward tilt is now a knee kick combo. The Inklings would also have the ability to climb. Ridley. His forward tilt will just be a directional kick. I don't get the whole concept of Ridley using an appendage that he has to turn around to attack with when his claws and feet suffice. His up smash would be 2 simultaneous claw swipes. In addition, he has the ability to fly. Simon. His jab combo would involve him actually punching his opponents. His down tilt is now his running attack. His new down tilt is a whip sweep. Never thought I'd use that term. Whip sweep. King K. Rool. Rather than a straight punch, his forward smash is hammering his fist on the ground. His up smash is also reanimated, so he does not fall over for an additional attack. Isabelle. Rather than the party popper, Nook will instead have that for his forward smash. Isabelle will instead use a wand. Her up air is a fly swatter, and for her down air, she will unroll wallpaper or carpet. Rather than the pot in her running attack fly forwards, it instead breaks when she falls to the ground. Terry. His down smash is a spinning kick similar to Luigi's down smash, so he can attack foes behind him. His down air is now his neutral air. His new down air is an axe kick. Kazuya. Scrap all his unnecessary moves. So I also feel as if viewers would like an idea of what these new characters are going to be like. Let's start with Daisy. She'll definitely be lighter and quicker than Peach with a more sporty vibe to her. Think of tennis serves, think of figure skating, think of sports games that Daisy's appeared in which she gives off her own personality. Dark Samus. She'll keep all her characteristics that made her unique in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but she would have completely unique moves, including lasers instead of missiles and the ability to hover or fly. Waluigi will be similar to Ridley in terms of being lanky and lightweight. He'll have an array of moves that involve dancing, pranks and explosives. Paper Mario would be similar to Mr. Game & Watch in terms of size and weight. He will be faster and use weapons like hammers, shells, fireballs and more. He'll also have the ability to crawl, folding flat and creeping forward. Impa will be smaller than the likes of Peach and Zelda, prioritizing in speed and stealth. She uses a special knife called a Kodachi to quickly slice up opponents, seals for summoning wind, clones for zoning, and Cryonis runes for additional attack and defense possibilities. She has the ability to both climb and wall jump. Tom Nook will be a step up in power and weight over the villager and Isabelle. Being a store owner and such, he'll use brooms, he'll use shopping carts, he'll be able to use heavier furniture. And let's not forget, he's also a debt collector. Considering that there are 3 unknown characters, we can skip right to Medusa. She'd be slow, she'd be tall, she'd conjure powerful magic. So think of her as a Rosalina, without Luma, and with more snakes. Springman. The prototypical ARMS character would be retooled to offer a more traditional fighting style. He'll still be able to extend his arms, but not for most attacks. He'll perform moves like hammer fists, axe handles, uppercuts, all with animations that flesh out his personality. The arm swapping thing, that's getting cut. And in a little bit, I'll explain what he'll have instead. He has the ability to wall jump. Rex and Pyra. So, Rex will feel similar to Sora in the sense that he's a small boy with a sword. The appeal though is that every basic, non-special attack you have, you can do an additional input to make Pyra appear for an additional attack. So after you do a forward smash, press up A immediately, and Pyra will perform her own unique up smash. This would work in the sense that you have a second character attack alongside you like the Ice Climbers, but Pyra has a chance to get KO'd and disappear for a while like Luma. Fighter Hayabusa would be big like Ganondorf. He'll be much like Incineroar in which he can do wrestling moves. However, more of his special moves will center around grappling and command grabs as his way of strategizing. And much like Incineroar, I do find him having trouble recovering well. Ryu Hayabusa's appeal is switching between a dead or alive moveset and a Ninja Gaiden moveset simply by pressing down B. Both movesets are pretty zippy, but one involves hand-to-hand combat while the other focuses more on weapons and magic. He has the ability to both climb and wall jump. Leon. The common assumption is that Leon is going to be just like Snake. Well, he doesn't have to be. For one, Leon is much more agile. And he'll have a different set of weapons like a magnum pistol, shotgun, survival knife, flash grenades, and other gadgets. So yeah, in a way he will be like Chris Redfield in the Marvel vs. Capcom series. He has the ability to crawl. Lara. She would feel like a lighter version of Link, almost like young Link. So in addition to her pistols, she also has access to her climbing axe, bow, and arrow, and she can also make vines and tree limbs appear from nowhere for her to swing off of. She has the ability to both climb and wall jump. Finally, Scorpion uses many of his classic moves as basic attacks. The crouching uppercut, the backflip kick, the spear, the teleport punch, his taint swords, his trippy command throw. He'd be a swordy brawler hybrid that's relatively slow and tricky to recover. I felt obligated to explain all the major changes to pre-existing characters as well as how new characters would perform. But I'm not done there. So for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you were able to modify characters in the form of spirits. You equip a spirit, and you get a certain modifier like a speed modifier. Final smash meter fills faster. You start the battle with a ray gun. But this, I feel, is more like a novelty rather than an addition that players can rely on, or a technical feature that really gives these characters more depth. Spirits are stickers. That's exactly what they feel like. That is a concept I want to evolve. This is part of why I wanted to make many roster cuts and felt certain characters weren't significant. A floatier version of Fox, a Marth with different sword properties, a heavier Mario, these are not things that we should apply to just one character at a time. Why not give more characters the opportunity to have each of these characteristics as options? So this is where this new feature would come in. Simply called presets. You simply pick a preset and the character automatically changes. You'll get a stronger trait, but at the same time you'll get a weaker trait as compensation. These things can affect traits like power, speed, weight, air physics, knockback attacks, meteor attacks, and even size. Yes. Certain characters can also get slightly bigger or smaller as a means to be harder or easier to hit. Each character will have 7 or 8 of their own presets. And 3 examples are on the screen for Wario. In addition to his normal preset, he'll have more to pick from, such as Mario's migraine. I felt he didn't have quite the knockback ability in the previous 2 Smash Bros. Games, but this preset will make him more powerful, and he'll get a little more growth, making him easier to hit. Balloon Jump will make Wario floatier, but at the same time, this will make him slower. And then Boulder Dasher, where he'll run and move faster, but that also means he'll fall faster like Fox McCloud. Again, these are only 3 examples and Wario can have several more. Let me reiterate again that these will also give minor or slight changes. So Boulder Dasher would only make Wario a little faster. It won't make him as fast as Sonic. Presets are, I feel, compromises to some cut characters. If you want a character that feels like Jigglypuff, Kirby can have a preset. For Lucas, Ness. For Falco, Fox. For Lucina, Marth. And so on. So the last major gameplay change I have to share would be customizable special moves. So, rather than stick with special moves you don't like, you can unlock brand new moves. Now this isn't a new concept. It was in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, with the full-fledged form only belonging to 4 characters. And these same customization options are also a thing in both Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat 11. You can change neutral, side, up and down specials, and there will be 2 additional options for each. So to summarize, not only can you alter the character with a preset, but you'll also be able to pick from different special moves. So I will use Tom Nook as an example. So by default, his up B would be a hot air balloon that burns opponents right over his head while slowly ascending upwards. When unlocked, however, you can choose to replace that move with an elevator lift that quickly ascends upwards with the whole carriage acting like a hitbox. The last option would be him fluttering with his tail, much like the Tanuki suit, where you have more control and freedom to ensure safe recoveries and escapes. So up B, down B, side B, and neutral B have 3 options each, and you have to unlock the other 2. Now, if I were to list off every single possible ability for every character, you'd be here until 5 AM. So I won't do that, unfortunately. But I will point out any exception or changes for characters that this customization option would affect in a unique way. So having customizable special moves will create a few problems. I'm aware of this. For characters like Pokémon Trainer and Ryu Hayabusa that would be able to switch movesets with down B, this move will simply be just another special move you can select from. And who knows? Maybe Zelda and Sheik can also swap to one another again. So each Pokémon will get their own customizations to pick from. Ryu Hayabusa, however, will not. His basic moves will change by switching from sword to no sword, but his special moves for the most part will be shared between the 2 versions. Cloud Limit Break is a special move that affects his other moves. Not just making them better, but they also have major visual differences. So Limit Break will certainly need to be changed. Sure, you could simply give 9 special moves Limit Break versions, but I fear that could possibly make him too up if there's a move that become just too advantageous. Inkling and Steve. They each have a special move dedicated to collecting a resource. Inkling with ink and Steve with blocks. I am aware of that. And the solution I have is that each B special move he has allows him to obtain more. That might not be a detailed answer, but it can certainly be an obvious workaround. Hero. His down B is scrapped. Seriously, fuck that move. Instead, many of the moves within this move will instead be customizable special moves. For example, Kakariko will instead be a neutral B move that you can use anytime you please without a point system. Wow, what a novel concept. Spring Man. No longer will you simply press down B to change a different arm. Instead, there will be different special moves involving different arms. So you can choose different projectiles, multi-hit shots, and other unique moves, all with their own animations as well as properties. Arms like the Cracker, the Tri-Bolt, the Parasol, and others will make their way into Springman's arsenal. So, that's pretty much everything there is to explain for this part. Never thought it would be this long, and there's still a lot you might be eager to hear. Stay tuned for part 3, where we explore other parts of this hypothetical sequel.